So coming here tonight, I had a story in mind that fit the theme of extra spicy, but that's not the one I need to tell tonight. I don't know why, but so you're just gonna have to jump on board with me. I'm stretching the theme, come with me. Think of being burned by fate. This is high school. I was in high school and my art teacher, she brought in a stack of postcards, 4x6, and they all had different paintings on. There was like Van Gogh, Manet, Degas, Monet, and one of the postcards had Claude Monet's Artist Garden at Vitulle. And I fell in love with that painting. And my teacher was like, great, you're gonna paint it. I was 16 and I painted the shit out of that painting. It was so good. I should have been an art forger, I think. But we don't know what's best for us when we're 16. Actually, we don't know what's best for us like ever. But my grandmother, she was my biggest champion, especially anything that I did that was art. And when the painting was done, she wanted it, and it was like this big. So I put it on a plane, and myself on a plane, and I brought it down to Arizona, which is where all the old people live. And she framed it in gold, and she had it hanging in her house for always. When I was 40, she was at the end of her life, and I went to visit her, and I was telling her that I was treating myself to an art pilgrimage that year, and I wanted to see everything that I'd always wanted to see all over the world. And my next trip coming up was to go to the National Gallery of Art and in DC and see this painting, and I pointed to it because it was there in her house. And she's like, oh, that's gonna be amazing. And it's beautiful. When you see it, it's beautiful. But I like yours better. She passed before that trip happened, and about a week before I was supposed to go, I had this thought, like, what if I get there and it's not there? That would suck. So I pull up online, National Gallery's website, I find the painting, and it says, not on display. Like, well, I'll just call them, it's probably not an error, right? So I do, and the guy's like, no, our website is accurate, it's not on display, it's in restoration. And my heart just drops. And I tell him my story, and he's like, I'm sorry. So I hang up, and I'm just dejected, and then a couple days go by, and my phone lights up, and it's a call from DC. I pick it up, and it's the curator for French Impressionism, and she says, I heard your story, and I want to help you see this painting. So maybe when you get here, we could just do a private viewing in our restoration hall. I was like, yes, definitely. She's like, when do you get in? I'm like, Friday afternoon. She's like, oh, well, I won't be here, and all the guards will be gone. I'm like, you want me to rob you? Why are you telling me this? And she's like, can you change your flight? I'm like, no. So again, I hang up, and I'm just like, oh. And Thursday, I'm leaving on Friday. Phone rings again. It's DC. I pick it up, and it's the curator, and she says, actually, we're gonna pull the painting out of restoration, and it'll be hanging in the hall for you when you get here. So Friday, I go to the airport, I'm going to security, reaching my bag for my ID, and it's not there. And I'm just like, universe, why don't you want me to see this painting? And I get to the agent, I'm like, this must happen, like, what do we do? And I'm fighting back the tears, and I'm like, I gotta get to DC. It's like, well, do you have any medications? No, I don't have any drugs. Do you have a library card with a picture on it? No, I don't. Do you have a Costco card? Yeah, I do. I have a Costco card. So he lets me through onto the plane with a Costco card and warning that I need to get my ID before I try to get back, or I'm not getting out of DC without my ID. I'm like, okay, thank you. And I get there, and on Saturday morning, I go down to the front office of the hotel to pick up my ID and then head to the museum. And it's not letting one more thing stop me from seeing this painting. So I head to the museum with no ID, which is fine. You don't need one. And I get in there, and for some reason, it is just me and Claude Monet's painting and nobody else. And it's huge, so much bigger than the little 4x card that I worked on 30-something years ago. And it is magnificent. It's muted and bright at the same time, and it's almost like I can feel his breath as he was painting those petals, and I can see where he's left the canvas bare because that was the perfect shade of the clouds on that particular day. And I can feel like my grandma, she's there with me looking at it, and I think I choose to believe the universe is conspiring in my favor.